This is either really crappy beer or I'm drunk already.
What are you babbling about this time?
I think this beer is flat or expired or something.
Give me that. Ugh. Man, this beer is flat.
Damn, that's all the money I had, so I guess I'm screwed.
Look, man, you paid for these tickets to watch Ready to Rumble. Let's go get a fresh beer.
Hal, your ass is broke too.
Just come on. Yo, a little help here?
Ugh, Christ. How can I help you?
Yeah, your beer tastes like shit and is very flat. And it smells kind of funny. I want another one.
Well, actually...
Here, take a whiff.
Ew, what the hell? Ugh. Why would you do that, you creep? Besides, we can't refund or exchange any purchases, especially alcohol.
Wait, what? That's stupid. It's bad, and what did you call me?
I called you a creep because that was nasty. And like I said, sorry about your beer, but that's the policy.
God damn it, let me talk to your manager or anyone who's in charge here.
Oh, you're gonna be one of those types. So, Cal, there's some dude up in front and he's mad about his beer.
Ah, Christ.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Your counter girl is being very rude, and I'm trying to exchange this flat-ass beer. I was literally outside like 2 minutes ago.
Counter girl? Who the hell do you think you are?
Whoa, hey, I got this. Look, sir, first off, you don't talk to my employees like that. And second, she's right about the return policy.
Come on, TJ, let's get the hell out of here. This dude is an ass.
Nah, man, I want my goddamn refund back.
Then take it up with the vendor.
You know what? We'll clean this up then.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, come on, let's go then, son.
Oh, fucking hell.
Damn cheap, stupid-ass zippers. What the hell's going on with my pants? Wait, what? Oh, shit. What the hell is this? Is that the boys?
Call security and close the doors.
Oh, yes, the Macho Man.
Landini. Want to wrestle?
You gotta be kidding me.
Zom, what are you waiting for, dude? Come on.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, hell nah, dude. That's the Macho Man. No. And Sal Gambini? No, I'm out.
You punk ass.
You goddamn bastard.
Hey, Freak Show.
Wait, what?
You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Oh, crap. Fuck my life. No.
Are you ready? Wrestling fans, let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event. CFC Podcast presents to you on this new episode of the Movie Disposal, Ready to Rumble. And of course, the cast is here with me. In this corner, Toxic J.
Wrestling's not fake.
Wrestling's not fake.
In the opposite corner to him, SoCal Leatherface.
If you only have one left, is it still your left nut?
And in the other turnbuckle over there, humping it, actually, Dimebag the... Wow.
Diamond upside down is a pussy.
Diamond upside down is a pussy.
And of course, me, good old Richard Zom. And to quote one of my favorite guys in the movie, your first mistake was not checking me while I was down. A possum isn't dead until you scrape it off the road. So with that, guys, we are talking about the most awesome, yet cheesy, and kind of shitty, pun intended, because you know where I'm going with that. Ready to Rumble, the awesome, amazing wrestling movie that we all enjoyed, and we had our little side cheese moment that we were like, I don't want to admit we like it, but like it.
Yeah, we're all wrestling nerds here, so we may love horror, we love action movies, but wrestling combines both of them all together.
And now with that, we are going to go down to ringside. I'm going to pass the microphone over to good old Toxic J.
Well, welcome to the Thunderdome. Oh, oops. Oh, I don't want WWE to sue us. I'm sorry. The year was 2000. The Monday Night Wars had just concluded. And WWF, at the time, I was going to say E, my bad, was winning the war. So what did WCW need to do? They needed to put a wild card out. And what could they possibly do to do that? Does anybody know? Zom? Dime?
Bring in David Arquette as a WCW champion.
David Arquette won the world title. David Arquette won the world title. He can't believe it. David Arquette won the world title.
Make a good video game?
No. It was to make a WCW movie. Yes, starring David Arquette. That being said, at the time, I was 17 years old. I wasn't really too keen on that.
I don't even want to say how old I was.
I don't remember. I don't remember personally if I actually did see this in theaters. I'm gonna say I did.
I believe I did.
I think I did.
I think I did as well.
I don't think
I was
did.
27 when this movie came out.
Fuck, you're old.
God, you're old. But I actually, no one wanted to go with me, so I went by myself.
Damn.
That's how bad it was.
Ready to rumble by yourself.
Yeah, and
all
like
by myself.
and like
wrestling with my feelings all by myself.
And my dad, who likes actually going, I'll take him to movies. We'll go every now and then. Now and even back then, I go, hey Dad, you want to go see Ready to Rumble? He goes, fuck no, that movie looks stupid. So I went by myself. Let me ask you guys, generally in your initial thoughts when you first saw the movie back then, over time, because I think we're going on the 23rd anniversary this year that was released April 7th, I believe. Yeah, 7th,
man, we are old.
Yeah.
Shit.
Is your perspective on the movie then and now? How is it? I'm gonna start with you, Zom.
Oh, it's still a superb, polished turd. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's our childhood. You know, big wrestling fans growing up, being a teenager, having our same moments David Arquette had in the movie. And to quote the meme that was all around the internet when Terry Funk was like, hey, easy there, buddy. It's still real to me, damn it.
It's still real to me, damn it. Thank you.
Easy, man.
We all had that moment where we're like, this shit ain't fake. Oh my God, look, he's bleeding. I love that about the movie. And marking out was probably the best thing back then before it became a term of like you're a punk for being that way. But man, seeing Kurt Hennig, Perry Saturn, Bam Bam Bigelow, Diamond Dallas Page, Booker T, Bill Goldberg, Disco Inferno, the hot Nitro Girls. Oh my God.
Don't forget Sting.
Yeah, Sting. You had Juventud Guerrera, a very rare appearance in the beginning of a unmasked Rey Mysterio at the time.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, it was all, and then Conan. Oh my God, Conan was there too. Fantastic.
Hey, quick side note. Actually, Rey Mysterio injured his knee filming this movie.
Well, it's wrestling.
Yeah, wasn't he only at the beginning? Didn't he just do like a drop kick and that was it?
Yeah, he was wrestling Juventud.
Yeah, like right at the beginning.
Yeah, he did top rope Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was probably what messed him up.
And that was what took him
He
out.
kind of does take a weird angle on the landing on that, if you notice in the movie.
Yeah, I even think Charles Robinson was the referee too. Fantastic.
What about you, Dimebag?
I love this movie. This took me back to my childhood. Like Zom said, growing up, watching WrestleManias, clearing out all the furniture in your living room, throwing down some cushions.
That's your childhood?
1920s, yeah. Back in my day, Gorgeous George and Classy Freddie Bassey.
Harley Race, baby, Harley Race.
I go back to remembering the very first WrestleMania. So, but this took me back to my childhood. Those characters, Scott Conn, I was going to say James Conn, Scott Conn and David Arquette. I mean, that was us when we were children. Or not even children,
definitely.
just, going into our later years as well. You grew up Like you go into this thinking these wrestlers are real, and that there's no storyline. It's not fixed. You think, all right, these are my heroes. These guys are my heroes, and seeing it on the big screen for the first time. I mean, I know there's been other wrestling movies back in the day, but this movie just took it to another level.
Sound like you're gonna cry. Get a little emotional there.
Yeah, man.
What about you, SoCal?
I actually didn't see this one in theaters. I may have watched it when it came on like TNT or USA. This movie used to come on TV a lot. You could usually catch it on the weekends, in the middle of the week, just sometime. It's one of those heavily circulated movies.
That's how good it was.
It was good. It was good. And during that time in 2000, that's when I was in the peak of being the most into wrestling as I was. I think I got into wrestling in like 95, 96, and I watched mainly WWF at the time, WWE now. I never really watched any WCW when it used to be on TV, but I did have a WCW video game. So that's where I got my first kind of like glimpse into like the wrestlers on that roster. So when this film came out, I got to watch like, you know, my video game kind of come to life. I recognize these people. And like I said, or like all you guys have said, this was us back at that time. Gordy and Sean. Yeah. Like I was excited, and watching this film again, it still gets me that excitement moment. Like even towards the end of this film, when you're watching that final fight, I know how this movie's going to end. I've watched this movie 50 times. And I still get excited watching, you know, the conclusion, watching these matches come out. You know, you get that excitement, that like rush, like just that thing that wrestling brings all the fans.
The struggle game was real. Doing chores, collecting cans, saving all your fucking change just to be able to buy, like, at that time, here comes the age part. At that time, getting a decent ticket from anywhere from $10 to $25 and having a great fucking day and time with your buddies in line, you're drinking, you're fucking around. Or how I would always say, you had an edible and you thought you were invisible, and you started backyard wrestling in the fucking parking lot before the show, and you had the people coming out going, "Hey guys, you got to knock that fuck off, or we're gonna have to ask you to leave." And we're like, "Fuck you, man! I'll fucking fight you right now."
And me at that time, I mean, I couldn't do that. I was doing chores around the house trying to see if my mom would buy me the pay-per-view so I could watch it at home.
Oh man, good. See, those are the good old days. See, kids don't know nowadays. The pay-per-view game. God, we would love that shit. And then to take a tape of an old movie and put the little piece of Scotch tape over it because you're going to record that shit. Oh, those were fucking days, man.
Yeah, I remember trying to earn up enough cash, doing some errands around the house to get those WWE ice cream bars or WWF ice cream bars. Remember those? The original ones.
No, I know because those ice cream bars came out maybe in the late 80s, early 90s. And they actually went all the way towards, I believe, till like 2000.
Yeah. So they went away and then they brought them back.
Nah, but they weren't the same though.
Yeah, they weren't the same. That's what I'm saying.
Weren't they just like ice cream sandwiches on sticks?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
But see, the original had like that peanut butter flavor.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about that flavor. I just wanted to see what wrestler I got on my ice cream bar.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, that Andre the Giant one just always hit different. Because you felt like you got more ice cream in it. You're like, it's an Andre the Giant one. It's a bigger than the other ones. Fuck yeah!
And going back on what SoCal said, there's actually a thing in the credits saying that no wrestlers were harmed in the making of this motion picture. At the very end of the credits.
Wow.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of everything, in general, we are wrestling fans. I'm still wrestling fans. Zom,
not
whenever.
So time to time.
Yeah. SoCal, I don't think he's even seen a wrestling match in the last 20 years. But
I mean, I watched some of it on the recaps. I was watching some recaps today, but yeah, it's all older stuff. Sometimes I'll watch some WrestleMania highlights on YouTube, but I mean, I don't keep up with the drama storyline aspect of it anymore like I used to be. Like with WWF, I used to be into like every storyline and when tag team people broke up and who was having a relationship with who and what's up with Vince McMahon. I was really into it back then. So now I'm not sure what's going on. I guess Triple H is the boss. I don't know.
So let me ask you this. Out of the big three, back in the day, if you were a WWF fan, a WCW fan, or ECW fan, I was an ECW fan. Second was actually WCW, and then third was WWF. I didn't like the Attitude Era. Honestly, I can give it or take. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I was more of a WCW guy, and I loved ECW. Back then, I was just into hardcore death matches. Like, I would see, like, FMW, IWA, stuff like that. that was where my mindset was back in 2000. So I wasn't really, and I always thought like the Generation X thing was just a clear ripoff of the NWO. I hated Triple H back then, and I hate him now. So like, I don't really support anything that motherfucker does.
Even though he's made wrestling good, but okay, whatever.
If you want to call it good, but
well, for what we're getting nowadays, it is good because the veterans have said it in multiple interviews, and we can all contest to this. The internet is what messed up the storylines and the lore because, like, you were aware of the dirt sheets, you knew what was going on, you were hip.
Oh
to
yeah,
it
yeah, of course,
happening.
yeah. I mean, back then it was all still a mystery, even
correct
as late as 2000. But you know, yeah, with the internet, it was that really bad dial-up. If you wanted to check out, what was that?
The 56K.
It is what it is, but like I was an ECW guy. I'm pretty sure Zom was a
I was an ECW guy and I was a WWE guy, and then a little bit on the WCW. I only got onto the WCW when the NWO was coming around because I thought that was really good with what they were doing at the time.
Same here. Like WWE was number one for me. WCW close second. When ECW started getting popular, that's when I jumped on that. That's almost became my first because I love more the hardcore wrestling aspect.
Yeah,
of the wrestling. Yep. That's actually the purpose of this movie. Was they made this movie because WCW was losing a lot of viewership thanks to the whole Attitude Era back in 2000. So they were like, you know what? Let's do something different. Let's make a movie. Yeah. So that's what they did with this one.
I do want to shout you out, though, TJ. The fact that we're talking about the wrestling stuff, and prior to us starting the podcast to talk about Ready to Rumble, we actually clued in SoCal Leatherface to the wrestler Leatherface from Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling and Japanese wrestling in general. He was like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, dude, your family lineage goes back, my dude.
I had no idea that existed until you guys showed me. So thanks for bringing that up. Now I know.
He was a crazy mofo. Okay, so I loved him back in the day too. Especially, you know, I was really into Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, like heavily back in like 2000. So this kind of reminded me of that kind of feel. So I was like, oh my god, this guy's like badass. But back then, you know, it was all like marketing gimmicks in Japan. They were just copying stuff from America, you know.
Yeah, it was good stuff though.
I was watching that myself, and I was like, oh man, I've never seen this. I want to see more of it. I was like, holy crap.
Once again, long ass intro, but Ready to Rumble is a 2000 film. It's actually directed by Brian Robinson and is written by Stephen Brill. Honestly, I don't know who those guys are. I don't know what other movies they did, but you know.
Yeah, here's something interesting about Brian Robbins, the director. He also directed Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Oh, I love that movie. Okay, I like him even more. I mean, it makes sense now.
And then he hopped over to directing Hardball, like the Keanu Reeves. And then
nice. That's a great movie.
That's a different tone. And then he also the short-lived series of Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So he kind of does a few different things.
And he also directed
Norbit, Wild Hogs.
Norbit was a great comedy.
Norbit,
hi, yeah.
Rashbusha. Now she was Awesome Kong before Kong was around. That's the tank of a woman. Oh my god.
This movie was released on April 7th, 2000. You know, and it wasn't really long of a film. It was probably an hour and 30.
Hour and 47 minutes actually.
Yeah, but it was still it was a good sweet spot for that. I mean, you can't drag out on comedy like this. And I originally thought this was like PG or PG-13. It had a lot of I think it was rated R. It had a lot of like profanity and sexual jokes, and I think that's what also had it. That's the charm of it.
Oh yeah, the gross humor in it too was great.
Yeah, it actually did rate out at PG-13, but I think for that time, it just fit into what PG-13 held. If you look back at some PG-13 movies now with today's standards, they kind of got away with a lot of stuff. Maybe they're still trying to figure out what PG-13 should really stand for.
Yeah, because I think in PG-13 movie, you can only say the word fuck once. And I swear to God, I think they said it more than once in this movie.
Yeah, it was said a couple different times.
Yeah, and, you know, talking about the whole diamond pussy thing, I'm like, that's not PG-13 rated.
No.
That's true. Yeah.
And also, how many low blows do you get in our PG-13 one?
Exactly. There
was 6 low blows in this. I actually counted it.
Oh! Yeah! Oh, I
just had to kick you in the diddly.
Treachery. It's treachery.
Like, dude, that hurt me, man.
But did you see the outtakes? They just kept
Yes.
like, doing it over and over and over again.
Yes. The outtakes in the credits.
All these casted characters were really good. David Arquette and Scott Conn played hardcore wrestling fans as Gordy and Sean. They work for a shit company, literally. Hauling shit around.
Dawkins Septic Services.
Okay, today's standard, it may be a little bit over the top, but back then, like we were talking about before we started recording, that's how wrestling fans were for that time.
Yeah.
You know, if someone said something, I don't know about you guys, but when someone finally told me that wrestling was scripted, or, you know, that other word, you know, the F-A-K-E word.
Hey,
you know,
you don't finish that.
That's why I did.
Bad word.
This is a family-friendly podcast. No using the F word here.
That's anti-Semitic around here.
You know,
Oh my God.
But I was heartbroken. I was like, no, it's not. You're a
Oh,
liar.
we all had that moment where we
You know?
clenched our chests. He's what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
They used to have those warnings at the beginning of wrestling where it would say, like, the acting may be fake, but the consequences are real. Please don't do this at home. So they kind of try to
Everybody
admit,
and
like,
their
hey,
mama did it at home.
and we all did the opposite.
You know, you had Rose McGowan in here as one of the Nitro girls. What was she? Sasha?
Sasha.
Yeah, you know, she did not fit in at all.
No,
And
no,
she
but
actually-
I was.
She actually
was
hated
so
making this
happy.
movie.
She must have not hated it that much. She got paid for it.
Yeah,
She
what
hated the script. From what I hear, she hated the script. She didn't want to do it, but her publicist, we got to do this movie. It's paying. It's from WCW, so you're really going to get a pretty good paycheck. But she said in an interview, she totally hated every second of this movie being made.
Yeah. I mean, her character didn't make any sense, and some of her scenes, if you just really think about it, they were just kind of ridiculous.
If you noticed about her in the movie, she just kind of zones out a lot. Like,
Yeah.
She's like,
know-
why am I here?
I mean, I know no one can see because we're, you know, recording through Zoom, but yeah, I'm just making this like blink.
Like a deer in the headlights. Look.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
They had one of the most odd, I guess, sexual scenes where they brought some wrestling into the bedroom, and
Oh yeah,
He literally wrestles her in the bedroom.
yeah, that was
Foreign objects.
that was
Hey,
great.
but,
Yeah.
but you know what?
Show me what you got, big boy.
Well, I got some moves for you. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
That was a snapmare.
Take me to the bedroom. I meant, why don't we wrestle in here?
Bedroom match. I'd love to wrestle you in here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give it to me, big boy.
Whoa!
Yeah. I will now unveil my secret weapons.
Foreign objects! Oh, God!
But 17-year-old me, that's how I would probably. I know I thought about that. You know, like, oh, a girl takes me in the room, wants to wrestle. I'm gonna hit her with a steel chair. Well, like,
figure four leg lock.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you want some head? Here comes a headshot, baby.
Yeah, you know. And then you have what's it? Joe Petiliano,
Mhm.
but the shady wrestling promoter. Originally was actually casted for Eric Bischoff to play the character, an over-exaggeration of his character. But unfortunately, he got fired from WCW prior to filming. So they hired Joe and just rewrote his character and gave him a different name, and then we have him.
Yeah, Sinclair.
Tyrus, I think Tyrese or
Tyrus.
Tyrus Sinclair.
Tyrus.
Talk about a horrible porn star name.
Dude, he looked like one with like that urban cowboy shit, you know?
I'm here to
You-
ride
Yeah,
bulls
you know-
and beat up pussy.
With that like long hair and that cowboy hat, I thought he was trying to give off like Shawn Michaels vibes when Shawn Michaels started doing that.
I don't know. I guess he was the manager of Diamond Dallas Page, who is actually a heel in this movie and the main antagonist from Titus, but also Diamond Dallas Page. And you know what? Honestly, I like Diamond Dallas Page as a heel more than a face. So
Oh, he was great.
I kind of missed that because at that time he was a face. So maybe it was a little like confusing. Like, wait, he's a good guy. Why is he playing a bad guy? You know, at the time. He said you have all these cast of characters: Sting, Bill Goldberg, Disco Inferno, who's the biggest goddamn joke in wrestling back then. and okay, we'll get to that later, especially at the end, like the main event. But you know, I'll get back to that. I have issues with that. And also we have the legendary Martin Landau plays Sal.
Oh, dude. Best character of the movie.
So
Love that homeboy.
So he was supposed to be a Stu Hart type figure, right?
Yeah.
It's Stu Hart, Gene LaBelle, Mick to Stallone's Rocky. I mean, he just fit the mold for what that was so well.
You know, just the way he came off, he's just like, I seen some shit in my life. You know, and I thought it was hilarious that he beat up an entire high school wrestling team.
That was great. He goes, yeah, I'll help you guys out. Let me just, I'm wrapping up with the local high school team. Those fools come out all crippled, half broken. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
The hell is that, baby? Come on. I'm just finishing up with the local high school wrestling team. All right, whackers, go home. You did real good today. But remember what I told you. Apply pressure until you hear cartilage snap or they crap in their pants. Come on, wuss, moving. And you working up for tomorrow.
Even that, or when they send in, what was it, Psycho Sid and Perry Saturn to beat him up. He just took him out.
You see Perry in the background crying?
I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that, though.
Sal Gambini, son.
Sid, that was the best acting Sid ever done in his life. Because for any of our CFC junkies that watch wrestling, go back and look at Psycho Sid's promos. They're hilarious. I don't know if anybody's seen that one where he's talking. I don't even remember what he was saying, but blah 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 blah. Wait, we got to do that again. Oh, we're live. You know, and he still had to continue. That was hilarious.
God damn it, Sid, we're still fucking rolling.
Was that movie before or after he broke his own ankle by jumping off the rope?
No, it wasn't his. It was more than his ankle, right?
Yeah, he fully compound fractured his leg.
Yeah,
right in the middle.
That was brutal as fuck,
dude.
And he just jumped off the rope.
All that weight, right?
That fucking rope was holding a grudge.
Yeah, no, see, he's a big dude, man. I mean, Undertaker's a big dude. You've seen people. Brock Lesnar's a big dude.
You know the funny part? It sucked that happened to him, but the funny part is because he was wrestling Scott Steiner. So when that happened, Scott Steiner still had to play like he got hit. Ugh. It was so funny. It was really bad on Scott Steiner's part.
You don't break character, motherfucker. Keep going.
Oh, boy.
So I want to say real quick, though, just because the teenager in me has to. Shouts out to whoever thought it was a great idea to put the Nitro Girls in there. Che, oh, man, that Asian bombshell girl, you was good. You was about as fine as a two-piece in a biscuit, baby.
She was my favorite, too. I love those Asian women.
I noticed that they were trying to bring the best parts of WCW out in this. That's why they had so many, official referees, the official announcers. They had the Nitro Girls. They had a large roster of WCW wrestlers, some of which actually came from the WWF. I wonder if that was supposed to be a little bit of a strike at them. We're even going to use the wrestlers that came from you, like Bam Bam Bigelow, and put them in this film.
But you know what? You can also see some of the wrestlers that they were just there for a payday. Even the commentators. If you look at Tony Schiavone, the entire time that he's on the screen, Mike Tenay is mostly talking, and then he's just got this I don't want to be here look, I'm just getting paid. Just like a lot of the guys on this that was.
What am I doing with my career?
But I think you could visually see his face thinking he knows WCW's over after this. He already knew. And unfortunately that's what happened. They thought this was going to boost their popularity. It was actually the nail in the coffin. Well, close to. David Arquette helped hammer that thing in.
Yeah, and then a lot of people don't know David Arquette actually went on to have a periodic wrestling career and even filmed the documentary showing the whole process of him actually becoming a indie pro wrestler.
That's a good documentary. It's called You Can't Kill David Arquette.
Yeah, it's a great documentary. I've seen it.
For years, been ridiculed and for this movie or the whole WCW going out of business thing. Bad decisions were made by executives. Okay, you can't completely blame him. In the end, he's really a wrestling fan, so he owed it to himself. He's and yes, kudos to him. He started training in pro wrestling at his age. I think at the time he was 43, and then he started
somewhere around there,
at 47. him wrestling in a death match against Nick Gage, which is no easy task. I actually saw him wrestle Jungle Boy, which is Jack Perry, which was David Arquette's friend, his dad, the great Luke Perry.
Was that at the PWG show?
No, that was actually at Bar Wrestling.
Oh, nice.
That match was so heartwarming, and it was really good. And you see David Arquette, like, busting his ass. And you know what? Yeah, of course, learning a little late in the game. But for him doing what he was doing for a short amount of time, he was good. And I completely support him as a wrestler if he wanted to do it again now. Like, he was that good. Like, I love David Arquette as a wrestler.
Yeah, I don't think
see what happens when they look up to Jimmy King. God bless Jimmy King.
Did he still go by the Law? Was that still his ring name?
No, that was David Arquette's name.
Yeah. But you said he did a career. Like,
oh,
after
yeah.
that. Did he keep
the
Law? Did he do it?
I will bust you. And I totally forgot. I totally forgot about Oliver Platt, who plays Jamie King.
Phenomenal job.
Jimmy King.
Phenomenal job.
Which, if you want to look at it from a different perspective, yeah, he looked like basically Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, basically.
But I kind of like this version better. The elbows and I will rule you.
Yeah, one of my other favorite tags he did is the RV scene where he's like, wakey, wakey, hands off snake.
Wakey, wakey, hands off snakey.
That time you see him
watching that.
This is when you see him the first time in the RV. He's dressed like a woman. He's got the wig on, trying to do the woman voice.
He's like, knock, knock.
Busted and rusted. Like, ooh.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Jimmy King in a dress. Let's go.
Who's there? Who's there? It's us. Oh, you must be the nice boys from the pharmacy. Just leave my husband's medicine on the top step. I'll tip you next Tuesday.
No pharmacy.
No.
We're your most loyal surgeons.
What's the matter with you? Why are you doing this?
It's us, man.
Why are you dressed like a chick?
Give me the stuff or I'll crown you.
It's him! It's him! King! I'll break your geeky neck.
Ow. Hey, we're on a quest to restore your throne. We believe in you, Jimmy King. Pass out.
You the young boys from the pharmacy?
Personal appearance fee.
How much money you got?
$30.
Show it to me. Personal appearance fee. $30, 5 minutes. Enter.
$30. You may enter.
I love how stoked he is just to see those $2 bills in his hands. He's like, I got money.
When he was kicking their asses and stuff like that, and then he gets on the couch or whatever, I don't know, the couch, and he just, crown us.
Show some of that old king. Let go or what? Or what? Or I will rule you. Crown us, come on. Crown us, please, crown us. Great man.
You happy now?
That looks really awkward. Just looks something out
They're
of an
both on their
adult.
knees.
Yeah, yes, like an adult film or something. Yes, and they're all holding each other close. I'm like, okay.
You're expecting to hear the phone chicka wow wow. Like, oh, what the hell?
That's just how hardcore fans they were, though, man. Like, when you just see your wrestler on TV, that's like, you wish, like, oh, man, I wish I could be there in that ring. Even if that happened to me, I'd take a choke slam.
Yeah,
that
we're
would be
having
the
a
best.
hardcore match in our pants. Oh.
So the story is pretty straightforward. You have an arrogant champion who thinks he's untouchable, a greedy, sleazy promoter. Oh, I'm going to end your reign. And obviously Diamond Dallas Page kicks the crap out of King. You kind of feel bad for him, because he already knew right out. Like, for some reason, like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that was a major
pricks to him.
That was a major ass kicking, man. The 4-post massacre, like the way they filmed that, just to catch that and then put it in slow mo, that was awesome.
Before this movie, and even to this day, I don't think that's an actual thing, right? The 4-post massacre. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen that in WWF. I mean, like, I've seen 2 people, not 4.
Wait a minute, but okay, so it was a 4-post massacre, but I remember Bam Bam Bigelow jumping on the stomach too. So wasn't it technically 5, or am I tripping? I don't know.
No, he jumped off the top rope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't know why he landed on his stomach. I guess.
Yeah, because he did like the Chris Benoit, like jump straight, land flat, head hits the
Okay,
body.
yeah. It just I don't know.
Yep.
I guess I caught it weird, but
Technically, they were laying the groundwork to what would eventually become the Elimination Chamber.
I don't know about that.
You know what I thought that whole scene was supposed to represent, even though it was like WCW, was like the Montreal screw job.
Yeah.
That's good.
Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, man, back in '97. I thought maybe that was WCW taking a strike at the WWF after something that they did. You know what I mean? Did that catch anything with you guys? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I definitely saw that one as well. It definitely felt like Montreal Screwjob right there.
I never even thought about that. That's good though. That's good. Jamie King goes into hiding. Like, so you have like the two super fans trying to help him find his way. He declines at first, then obviously with convincing. So it's, I guess, I don't want to say it's a coming of age story because these are full grown adults, but you get my point I'm trying to make. He finally gets back in the ring, trains. He tries to find his own little posse, which was hilarious on its own. But first he actually, while in the gym, he approaches Bill Goldberg. He was to try to join his little clique.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but that is a great scene, but it also actually marks John Cena's film debut. So technically, John Cena was in a WCW film. He was working out. I think he was doing the prototype character at the time.
If you couldn't see him, I mean, what's the difference? You can't see him anyway.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cue John Cena music.
You can't see me.
That was good stuff. I'm definitely going to mention probably my other favorite scene is like the back and forth between Jimmy King and his son and how he's like, I'm going to go win that money and I'm going to fix my boy's teeth.
I'm going to get that boy damn good dentist.
I can see emotion come out of him.
He's like, oh man, look at that grin.
You fucker, I knew it.
No, because the last minute I was trying to remember what the hell was I saying.
This was all my fault.
You did your own. You went, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like the Wayne's World moment right there.
Garth, we're live. Garth, we're live.
Did you ever see that scene in Scanners when that dude's head blew up?
You ever see that scene in Scanners?
Yeah.
So this whole time where Mr. King is just trying to get his priorities straight, his life back on track, Titus is literally trying to find him and, I guess, for lack of a better word, trying to kill him.
The funny thing is that none of that was even really true. Gordy and Sean thought, like, Sinclair's behind all of this. I bet Sinclair's trying to track you down. They're thinking this is some kind of conspiracy, and it's not even really as big as what they're trying to make it. It's just as simple as what he's telling them, like, guys, I'm a pretend person. I got fired. My job is over. And they just don't believe it.
Baby.
Yeah.
And they still kept saying, no, that is not true. You are king, and we're going to get you back in your castle.
Dude, the argument scene with the parents, that's not true, according to his...
I beg to differ. Now, according to his authorized biography, Jimmy King worked very hard in high school. And after you died in a plane crash, he went to community college. And he supported you while he held two jobs.
Autobiography. And he goes off on a rant. And Dad's like,
I ought to kick your ass, freak.
I should kick your ass.
Like, you died in a plane crash.
Hey, cool thing about that scene, though, that dude that plays, Jimmy King's dad, that is actually Louis Arquette. That is David Arquette's father.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. That's dope.
So he's over here having an argument with his dad.
That's awesome.
I mean, now you think about it, yeah, they look alike. But yeah, I'd kick your ass. No, every time I see that scene, just how he...
I'm laughing over here because I'm remembering to see his fucking great. He's like, fucking weirdos.
Even to this day, every time that scene comes on, it's just the way how he delivers it is so hilarious, and I cannot stop laughing. Literally, it makes your head tilt back. Like, what?
If that's really his dad, I'm sure he's told him that 1,000 times. So saying to do it on film was like, all right, I can get this.
It's something I'm used. It's something I'm used to, son.
So when Jimmy King accepts their offer, he wakes him up in the morning. All he really wants to do is get back at Sinclair for screwing him over. He didn't want this whole career comeback. I think he just wanted to knock his ass out one more time. And it just ended up turning out that way. Who would have thought it was going to go that way? That he offers him a title match. You
$1
jump
million
him
if he wins.
Exactly.
Actually, that whole scene when they sneak him in through the crapper, that was hilarious, especially
King on his throne.
But hey, credit to Diamond Dallas Page because like the comedic timing that he was doing, the whole time he had the toilet seat cover wrapped around his throat, just getting hit back and forth, falling back into the porta potty, coming out of it, having toilet paper on his ass is pretty hilarious.
Fatty just made you his shithouse bitch.
Is that all you got, King? Huh? And he just,
very true.
Yeah, that was a perfect skit, and even the film crew's like, I didn't think Jimmy King's in this scene. Just keep filming.
Like, what? Yeah, let's just do this.
He's not in the script. Yeah, just saying he's not in the script, so that forces
Sinclair to have all these stipulations because he wants ratings and he doesn't want to get exposed. So obviously he goes along with it.
He wants to officially fire Jimmy King. He's offering him all this stuff, $1 million, and your career is on the line. And you see Gordy and Sean like, he'll take it. He does it. He'll agree. He's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. He has no choice.
That was like another gem scene right there when they're going back and forth, and then like David Arquette's character, as Gordy steps in, he goes, King's not afraid. Yeah, he'll do it. Fine, we'll go for it. No, like you said, SoCal. King's in the back going, hey, whoa, whoa, baby, hold on. It's like, wait up. One motherfucking second. Hold on.
No, okay. So after all the demands and all the stipulations were set, they're gonna party in his trailer. That's where Rose McGowan's character, I already forgot her name already. Sasha, starts her evil plan. Trying to kiss up to Gordy and stuff like that. One that makes that scene so funny is a drunk Gene Okerlund talking to King.
Mean Gene, baby. God bless. Rest in peace. Yeah. Good old Mean Gene Okerlund.
But you think I'm sexy?
Yeah, exactly. He goes, do you think I'm sexy? Like, well,
I think you're sexy.
No, man. Well, for me, no. The Friar Tucker haircut is no. Okay, but he's had that since.
Hey, wait. What are you talking about, dude? Come on. You see this thing here? I'm trying to say here.
Wait, you shaved it. You're not growing it along.
Yeah, but if I let it grow out, I will have a Friar Tucker.
You'll have that Hulk Hogan, baby. That Hulk Hogan. Yeah, the Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire.
Well, you always see me with a hat.
Did we not mention the fact that the movie, the wrestling itself, if you pay attention to it, because I went there for so many shows when XPW was over there, it was all shot at the Grand Olympic Auditorium before they got bought out by that church.
Yeah,
I didn't even know a church bought that out.
Yeah, a church bought out the Grand Olympic Auditorium, like some Korean church.
Yeah, I was actually there for the final scene, the triple cage or death match.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I was there in the audience for that scene. It was like a 8 or 9 hour shot.
I got to go back and try to find you then.
Oh no, we were like way in the back, but you definitely can't see us.
I like the party scene they did though, like how you guys talking about, like you had the RV. You see Oliver Pratt's characters, Jimmy King. He is like fucking hog jugging that jug of wine. He's on him like, God damn, bro.
Yeah, he's got to get one last party in before his training with Sal.
But it was impressive because he lived up to the hillbilly trailer park hype. Because I mean, he was hog chugging that fucking bottle, dude.
Damn. At first I thought, you know what, they could have picked a way better actor to portray the underdog. But you know what? Over the years, I like Oliver Platt's portrayal as King.
Oh, it was great.
I didn't care so much for the armor, I guess to hide that he didn't work out, but it's still pretty hilarious.
Yeah, he's just good at playing an asshole in film, so I mean, it worked out for him.
Now, I hope I don't get put in a headlock or a jackhammer for saying this, but at the time, the horrible acting on Bill Goldberg's part. I mean, that shit was bad, especially at the end when Homeboy wins and you see Goldberg go, yeah!
I mean,
I was like,
wait, don't get ahead of yourself. We don't know if he won yet. We don't know if he won yet. The King versus DDP in a triple cage for the WCW World Title. Because of this scene itself, WCW really tried to replicate the triple cage. I don't even remember that match. All I remember is Chris Kanyon falling off the top of the cage.
They've actually used that. They did redo that match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in real WCW, not
time around. DDP actually got hurt for real. Like
was he in that main event too?
he jacked up his neck either in the movie or when they did that for the actual live event. He messed up his neck in that match.
Yeah, there was medical personnel checking him out when they did do that match. He literally did take that drop. And I'm
he
like,
did?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean, he was on.
Talks about it.
Yeah, he was on. What is it called? Stirrups. But still, I mean, he took a hard drop. I mean, even with the stirrups, it was just mostly, okay, he's going too fast. Slow him down.
Did it take one take or they had to do
they did it like probably 10 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
The first time the second cage didn't bust open, he just landed on that cage. I think that's probably what hit it. Because you could literally see his head snap. It was like, oh shit.
I remember that interview. He's like, there was no give. No give.
You see, CFC Junkies, we actually have a cast member from Ready to Rumble with us right there. See? Did not know that.
Nice. Our very own Diabetic Clown was in the audience somewhere.
Inside scoop.
I think he was in the gym. He was lifting some weights with Goldberg. I think.
Yeah, man. We all got paid by Domino's Pizza.
He had his clown mask on going up to the concession stands. Yeah, I'm one of the wrestlers. Let me get a beer.
DDP, Jamie King going, head to head with each other. And then you have Sinclair trying to sabotage him, then sends in Perry Saturn, Sid Justice. I don't even remember. I think it was Hutu Guerrera.
Did you just say Jamie King too? I heard you say Jamie King.
Isn't it Jamie King?
Jimmy King.
Oh my God! Why have I been saying this all this year? I've been saying it wrong. You get my point. The main event scene, what I found was so stupid when he gets back up from Bill Goldberg. And who else was? I can't even remember. Bill Goldberg. Oh my God, it's escaping me at this moment.
It was his son.
Yeah.
I think.
What scene?
No, when they were helping King out, like for his backup. Bill came out to help him.
Speaking about his backup, he brought those people from when they went to go train in Wyoming. They brought the Chewer and the fireman Fred, and I forgot the girl Kitty something. And you never even see them. They walk out with him, and they do nothing during that final fight to even actually help him.
Wasn't it Sting Toxic?
No, Sting comes out later. He came out from the rafters, but when Bill Goldberg came out, he came out with four guys.
The people that came out to help out King was Goldberg, Billy Kidman, Booker T.
Yes, and the Disco Inferno. And that's my thing. That's my issue. Is like... Why did they put the Disco Inferno? That guy is the world's worst jobber ever. Like they treated him like he was a major player in WCW. I hated Disco Inferno. And every time he talks so negative about today's wrestling standards, I'm like, fool, you never even were a legend or a has-been. Like you were just there. Right. Sit down, okay? Like,
all right, so wait, hold on. Just one more time. We're gonna give him the floor one more time. How much of a fan are you of Disco Inferno there, Toxic?
I fucking hate Disco Inferno.
Yeah, he really likes that guy.
No, this is my haterade or rant or whatever. But he is the ugliest guy I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I'll tell you that. This guy makes Bastion Booger look like Prince Charming, okay?
Oh, damn!
Wow.
Sorry about that. That was my little rant. I'm trying not to cuss, but sometimes, stupid people piss me off.
Next episode is my haterade.
There's a six-pack for everybody.
Well, don't shed a tear. Haterade is here. The new Haterade Thirst Quencher non-fruit juice comes equipped with 30 milligrams of potassium, 14 grams of carbohydrates, and 100% haterism. Oh, and don't forget the electrolytes with all natural flavors, plus a numerous flavored varieties such as orange, fruit punch, grape, and plenty more. So to requench what you love to hate, drink Haterade.
So obviously the movie ends like the way you expected it. Mr. King gets the WCW title, gets his career back, gets $1 million, and what's his name? Titus gets beat down by the fans. Actually,
I love that.
Chris, and like just him getting mauled by these fans, and you just hear, oh. I could not help but laugh.
Because it was a scene for the fans, you know, like he says, he's like, you didn't build wrestling, we built wrestling. The fans built wrestling, because without the fans, I mean, nothing would be popular.
Well, we always need to know that Chris Canyon did the stunt work for Oliver Platt. Do you know who did the stunt work for David Arquette?
Yes, I do. The Hurricane, Gregory Helms.
No way.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. I was one of the people that really liked the Hurricane, man. A comic book hero in the ring? Count me in.
Scott Conn, I
didn't
think,
make
did
his own comic book series.
Right? Stay in the back.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
There's a hurricane coming through.
Which I think it was hilarious that David Arquette's character was a sheriff, aka the law, and then Scott Conn was sugar daddy. Just like, if they're supposed to be a tag team, what are you gonna call yourselves? The sugar law, you know?
Pimps and Justice, man.
Pimps and Justice, yeah.
Pimps and Justice.
So the thing that bugs me about that scene is that everyone's watching this pay-per-view on TV. Everyone wants to see who's going to win, Jimmy King or Diamond Dallas Page. Jimmy
I
King,
got you, didn't I?
You got me. See, it's rubbing off. So, of course, Jimmy King wins. You see everyone cheering all around. It bugged me that one dude that helped him with the computer, the Shermanator, he's watching a pay-per-view on a handheld TV. I don't even know how that's possible. And the burger joint that Wendy works at, the girl that likes Sean, she's watching a pay-per-view at a burger place. What burger place like McDonald's would pay for a pay-per-view to be on while you're working?
You know, they all pitched in, I guess.
And then you guys ever notice the belt too? It's different from the actual World Championship belt, because this belt in the movie was silver with the gold lettering, when the actual heavyweight title was all gold. I don't know if they changed it for the movie or
licensing rights. I don't think they were going to be able to use the actual championship.
Okay. It was a WCW movie.
Yeah, it was their movie.
No.
License.
No, the one they actually used for the show, that's what Dime's referring to. So I think they used a different variation of it, not the official one that was active at the time.
Okay. Before we wrap this episode up, now looking back from then to now, do you guys actually consider this movie a cult classic? Or a cult, has a cult following?
Definitely.
I don't even know if this is on Blu-ray.
I think it is, but it's very rare. Very rare.
Yeah, if you buy this over digital, you can get that Blu-ray quality, but I'm not sure if it actually released with a physical media Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think somewhere in my collection, I think I do own it. It is an enjoyable movie. If you don't want to think, turn your brain off, we recommend this movie.
Was that a jab at me? Huh? I heard that.
Yeah, it's definitely a cult classic within the wrestling.
We'll go around. I'll ring the bell right now. We'll go around.
Yeah, if you were a wrestling fan in the late 90s, early 2000s, if that was you, this movie will hit that vein. You'll be having a really good time with it. It's definitely a classic for wrestling fans.
And then the movie references in there, I like the fact that somebody from Broken Lizard has to have been a fan of it and watched it, because you see Super Troopers there with the Homeboy's family all being like sheriffs for the county, his two sisters and his dad, and they got the eyeglasses on and the gun. And I'm dying on the other end, because I'm like going, not only is that like a Super Troopers referencing of somebody from Broken Lizard watching this movie, but it also reminded me of good old Smokey the Bandit, because I'm like, I was expecting to see,
I happen to be Buford T. Justice.
I'm Buford T. Justice. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome to see the dad come around at the end too, and he's like, "Spear his ass."
That's my boy right there.
Now he's proud, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you see all the sheriffs and their deputies watching it, just like their physical reactions, they're acting like they're playing a video game. Like, yeah, ooh, they got into it.
I like when Gordy and Sean are trying to hitch a ride back to their town. They get that van with all the nuns.
Oh yeah,
half the way they're doing a bunch of church songs, and then he's like, "Does anybody know any Van Halen?"
and you see that one nun that looks like, I do, but I'm not going to say anything.
She's the one singing the song, man.
Hey, do you guys know any Van Halen?
No.
Running with the devil.
Running with the devil.
like there's no tomorrow. All I've got, I had to steal.
She's stolen.
I don't need to beg or borrow. Yes, I'm living at a pace that kills. Running with the devil. Running with the devil.
Oh, what about them eating the hamburgers at the tailgate of the septic tank, and you just see that thing dripping shit? That was so fucking gross, dude. I was like, ew.
And they did not care. They did not care. They were chowing
No
down.
fucks given, but I'm like, bro, you see that one scene where you can actually see it's all slimed and goofy. I'm like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
Made me want to puke, but my dad says puking's for pussies.
But when the shit's dropping down, I'd never noticed it before. But if you look at the people in the back, they're just like disgusted with it. They're like, God damn, what is that smell? Holy shit. And they're just walking around like,
great.
I just noticed it when I just rewatched it again.
I was wanting so bad in an outtake from one of them. They go, fuck it, chili burger, just like reach over and slip on there. That would have been great. I mean, but no.
When they lose the control and the whole truck falls over, the shit's all over. He's like, I always kind of like that smell. It kind of reminds me of French toast. French toast dipped in shit.
And then it gets hit by a toilet paper truck.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking funny.
If you guys had to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 5 crowns, what do you rate this? I'm going to start with you, Dimebag.
I'd give it 4 crowns, because if it wasn't for David Arquette's acting in this movie, where he's screaming like every line, I would give it 5. But for just his acting alone, it's just over the top. I don't want to call it low budget, but it was funded by WCW. But it's just like, I don't know. He was just annoying for the whole movie for me. But definitely a great movie. I love it.
I'm gonna have to give it. Oh man, you know what? Maybe. This is not a Academy Award-winning movie, obviously. They knew why they made it. They made it out of desperation. Didn't work, but like I said, it gained a cult following over the years. On a stupid scale, I'm going to give it a 5. On a crowns, probably 4.5, which is not much, but it's still an enjoyable movie. And the thing is, you don't have to be high to laugh at this movie.
It helps.
Definitely helps.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to be fair with this rating. I look at it as an actual, as a film. I mean, of course the nostalgia is there. Of course I can watch this movie any day of the week. I could put it on. But as a film, I think it's only really worth 3 crowns. 3 out of 5. The story was kind of like, it had unlikable characters at points, mostly just being Sasha. I felt like that whole thing was kind of pointless. If you're a wrestling fan, this is going to hit those marks. As Dime said, with David Arquette and his yelling. Sure, that was cool in the 90s. It kind of gets annoying here right now. Maybe in my older age, I don't know. I got kids that are yelling all the time. I don't know, but I'm just going to give this a 3 out of 5 crowns for myself. We saved the best for last. Zom, take it away.
Well, like I'm known in the archives and the books of my scrolls of haterade, I know you're expecting me to say it was horrible and it was bad. On the nostalgic factor, like everyone said on the episode, and to give coup de grace right behind TJ there, fun factor wise, it's going to get a full 5 crowns for me, just because fun factor wise, it was hilarious. Was it the greatest script? No. Was it something that could actually happen? Maybe, until security catches you and beats the ever living shit out of you. But I would have to give it. I'm gonna go 3.5 crowns right there. It's good.
If you think about it, how this movie played out, it's like a video game. Story modes, behind the scenes. We saw the video games at the time, GM modes and all that stuff. It kind of reminds me of that. So it was like a over-the-top version of a video game. We know it's predetermined, but we're just going to go with it. Over the top with comedy, big hits, laughs, and stuff like that. And I think that's where it succeeded in that aspect.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There's quite a few games out there when you first start your first game that you start with all the powers and you have everything. You're the top character. And then somewhere within the first chapter, you lose everything. You start at the bottom. You got to work your way back up. So it does have that video game factor. I see where you're going with that.
Question for you guys: would you like to see a sequel to this movie? Like,
oh, fuck yeah, hands down.
Because I know there was a sequel in the works when this movie came out, or after this movie came out. They were working on a sequel.
But what would they call it? Would they call it to Readier to Rumble? Or wait. No, wait, hold up. I got it. Ready to Rumble.
Wait, wasn't that a video game?
Did you say the letter 2? The numbers?
They could just simply go with Ready to Rumble round 2. I mean,
I guess they could have done that too.
They did it for the they did it for the video game, man. Ready to Rumble boxing round 2.
Very true. Very true.
Okay, true. I would see a sequel though.
Yeah, especially now, the character's getting older and they're like, yeah, now we realize it is fake. But you know what? Jimmy King coming out of retirement, going into the Hall of Fame, I would see that. I would watch that.
Sure. Dude, I would love to see Jake the Snake Roberts be the promoter heel in the sequel. He would knock that out the park.
That or it'd be like an Amazon TV series.
Still
be
worth
good
it, though.
But unfortunately, we all know what happened to WCW and who owns it, so I doubt that.
And just like WCW, finally closing the curtain, that's it for this episode with us, you guys. The main event for the evening has officially come to a close. We are CFC Podcast, a movie, music, media, gaming, geek culture podcast. We will see you guys at the next show.
Be kind, rewind.
Can you say it now? I'm your fish and you're my daddy. Well, right off his tongue. Gotta look. Gotta go. Put your back into your place. God bless America.